Hello, everyone. Welcome to our new podcast today. We have Akhil here, who is a very good friend of mine who is in Germany right now. Welcome to our podcast, Akhil.
Thank you. Thank you for the invite.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
And
basically, our podcast today, we wanted about maybe your background. Tell us a little bit about yourself, what you're doing currently, where you are, and we'll start from that.
okay, so my name is Akhil and I'm coming from India, Kerala, from Thrissur. And currently I'm working in Germany, Tesla manufacturing as a process engineer. And I did my bachelor's in mechanical engineering from Vidya Engineering College, where he was my senior. And then
Okay.
I did my master's in technical logistics in Duisburg University in Germany. And then before 6 months, I got a job in Tesla Berlin and I moved to Berlin. Currently, I'm living in Berlin. So
Oh,
that
nice.
is my professional background. Yeah.
Okay. So on the side, besides your personal journey, I know you have a YouTube channel called Mountaineer Mallu.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that. I think it'll be an interesting one to hear about yourself.
Okay, like I will start from the
Yeah.
beginning. For my master's, I moved to Germany, and the hiking and mountaineering is a very big part of German culture. So in south part of Germany, we have a lot of mountains like Alps and stuff. So during my master's, I got an internship in Bosch Immenstadt. So that is on the border of Germany and Austria. It's a very beautiful village surrounded by mountains, lakes, and it's one of the most beautiful places in Germany, hands down. I got an internship and I moved there, and I got some of my friends. One of my friend who was already working at Bosch, so this place is very remote. It's a 2 hours train from Munich. So people who live there are mainly people who work in Bosch and only old people. So when the kids grow up, they will move to the city
Okay.
for studies and stuff. So there is only old people and there is nothing much to do. And as I'm doing internship, I was also tight on budget. So we have to find some
Mm-hmm.
interesting things to do on weekends, which is not very
100%.
expensive. So,
Okay.
and we had a senior, he was also into hiking. He is the one who, his name is Jiju. He is the one
Uh,
who introduced us to the hiking culture. And one of my
okay.
friend who was already working in Bosch, as he
Okay.
was alone there, so
Mhm.
every weekend we used to go for hiking. And one of my best friend Atul, you know him, right?
Yeah,
So
I have seen the videos. I know Atul as well because I technically, just for the audience, Akhil and my wife actually studied together back in
yeah,
college. So there's a big connection there. But it's a very interesting journey. Like, how you got into mountaineering, I think the background of you went for internship somewhere and then something triggered in your head to get into
yeah,
this. And I've
yeah.
seen your videos. It's very interesting. You have like 5 episodes already, I think, about the page is called, if anybody wants to follow, I'll put it in the description below. It's Mountaineer Mallu, Ost Germany. Is that how it's
Aus
called?
Germany, but like we are planning
Ost
to
Germany.
cut it as Mountaineer Mallu, so it's easier, right?
Okay. Okay. No,
So
good,
aus
good.
Germany means from Germany in German.
From
So
Germany.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Okay, no, that's good. This is a question I ask everyone, but somebody who is living in India, just passed bachelor's of BTech in any
Mhm.
engineering degree or a domain, and they are so motivated to see your success. And a lot of people who have gone from our college abroad and got into a job, um, and they also want to follow that path, right? What was your journey like moving to Germany from Kerala, from Thrissur? What does that feel like being in Germany today? Does it feel surreal to you?
Definitely. So it's been a very wonderful experience. Actually, when I was doing my bachelor's, Germany was not one of my destination, or I was not sure. Like,
Mm.
okay, when growing up in India or Kerala, so the higher studies in Europe was only a rich people thing, right? Like it's an elite class thing. So we have been seeing in movies and stuff only the
Yeah.
movie stars kids studying outside. So it was never we thought that it's a possible for coming from a lower middle class family and stuff. That's
Mm.
how after my bachelor's I was working in a company in itself, and the salary you get in when you
Yeah.
just pass out of
It's mm.
bachelor's mechanical engineering. So I couldn't see much future out there, and one of my best friend like Atul, He was, and Akshay, they were planning to move to Germany and they started learning German and stuff. And then he found out Germany, if you get into
Okay.
a public university in Germany, the courses are
Hmm.
free and you don't have
Oh,
to
really?
pay like, yeah,
Okay.
if you get a in public university, you don't have to pay for the fees. So
Okay.
mainly when you want to get a visa, you have to get an admission and you have
Mm,
to show some money as a blocked account. So that money,
mm.
when you get to Germany, you will get back monthly. They will give you back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's to make sure we don't struggle in
The
Germany.
living
Yeah,
expense
living expense,
for that.
exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Mm, mm,
back then it was like a 10 lakhs rupees or something. So 10,000 euros approx. So you will get back that every month. So we don't have to struggle about the money, living expenses.
mm,
And you have to pay a small contribution for a university. So if you
mm.
compare to like UK, Canada, or other
Yeah,
countries,
it's very expensive.
yeah,
I
it's
can,
very,
yeah, I can give a number because almost like 30 lakhs is like bare minimum for a 2 years master's program, right?
yeah,
30 to
yeah,
40 lakhs, or maybe it goes above that because living expenses added on top of the fees.
yeah.
So this is a big plus. You have no fees, just the living expense. That's a dream, right?
Yeah, that was the main point for us
Yeah.
to come to
Okay.
Germany. But there was okay, you if you want to survive in Germany at some point you should learn German. That was the biggest issue I think because in other countries if you know English already. So if you go to Canada,
Right.
Australia, you already know the language and you can directly go into the market
Hmm.
and stuff. But like if you are in Germany, you want to learn their language, you have to mingle the cultural
Mm,
differences
mm,
and
mm, mm,
everything
mm,
was there. But at that age, we were
mm.
ready to take any risks. And
Right, right.
obviously, if you move to European country, it's always a dream. And so my friend Atul, he went and in the university, they have a very wonderful, interesting course for logistics and which was also interesting for me. So like he helped me to get the admission and stuff. So actually it was easy back then. Now it's not that hard to
Mm,
apply
mhm,
to the university, but you have to do the research and you have to know the right people to get the
mm.
guidance and stuff. But now there is it's a very big business is going on
Yeah, it is
help
a big
people,
business. Yeah.
yeah, to help people with admission and stuff.
Mm.
So, but like, if you are really into it and you are ready to put some time, I think most of the university you can do it yourself, but you have to
Okay.
do the research. So yeah,
Okay. I wanted to ask, like, are all the universities, public universities, are taught in German or there is English courses
It
as well?
depends. Yeah, there are like some universities are fully in German, but some courses are maybe in German or English or like mix.
Okay. Okay.
So, as a matter of fact, our course was half German and half English. So we had to
Mm,
write some of the exams in
mm,
German. So that
mm.
will be only taught. But like our professor was very nice. He really wanted people to understand the thing. So even if the classes are in German, he will give us
Oh, really?
yeah,
Okay.
like there will
Okay.
be some specific core courses like mechanical engineering courses. That
Mm-hmm.
subjects will be only taught in German, and
Oh
the
my
pro
gosh. Okay. How will you
the
get the technical terms?
ah
So you must
man,
have.
like it's German is a very weird language. They just like don't want to make new words, so they will like put words together to make new words. So, for example,
Okay.
if you take a
Mm,
Krankenschwester, it's okay. Crank
mm.
means Krankenschwester is the
Crank,
word for nurse.
crankshaft.
And
Oh,
no,
it's
no, no.
nerve. Okay.
Krankenschwester is the nurse. So Krank
Okay.
means sick and
Uh,
Schwester means sister. So they put
oh,
two words
okay.
together. That's how they
Oh my
make words
gosh.
generally. So
Yeah.
the words are very big. The technical words are
Mm,
very hard to remember. But the good thing is that most of the subjects we had like the exam papers in both languages. At
oh,
least,
so you get
yeah,
to,
yeah.
at least
If
that
you
helps in the
understand the
end.
things, yeah.
Mm,
And now the thing was when I joined our course, if you in the
mm,
German is the levels like if you do IELTS for English, like in
mm, mm.
German, it's like A1, A2, B1, B2, C1, C2. So
Okay.
when I was joining, our criteria was to have a A2, A2
A2.
language, A2 like
A2 is basic.
no, A1 is
No.
basic, A2 is a
Okay, A1 is
bit
basic.
more
Then
than
A2 is
basic.
next level. Okay.
Yeah, so like that.
And for
But now it's
admissions to for
get into the
admissions to
college.
college, you need
Yeah.
A2 or
A2
A2. Oh, that's it.
for that
Okay.
subject.
Okay.
So maybe if you are
Okay.
if the course is fully taught in German, maybe you need C1 or like B2, like that.
Oh, so it's A1, A2,
B1,
B1,
B2, C1,
B2,
C2.
C1, C2. Okay.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
that's it.
yeah.
That's
I
C2 is
think
the
that's it.
highest.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's
The bar.
the
Okay.
highest.
Oh wow. There's so many levels.
Yeah, I mean, after some
And
time, if you after B2, if you are mainly doctors have to do like
okay.
C1, C2, then it will
Hmm.
goes to like their niche. They have to learn more
Okay.
in their niche and stuff.
Okay.
Like that.
Nice. So that's language part. So if you have A2, you will get bare minimum entry into for an admission to a
At
college,
that
right?
time, now it's, I
At
think
that
now
time,
for
now
the
it's
same,
changed. Okay.
yeah, now it's same. The
All right.
English, that's a good
Okay.
thing because like people struggle a lot without language and
Okay.
our course is
Without language.
logistics. So supply, we have to dealing with the people who works in the
Yeah, you
production
have to
line and
talk.
stuff. Yeah,
Mm,
you have
mm.
to communicate if you
So you
know the
don't have a
language. It's
choice than to, you have to learn the language in order to
mostly
communicate with a
if you
lot
want
of
to
people.
if you
Yeah.
want to
Yeah.
mingle with their
Yeah.
community and stuff, it's good to
Yeah.
have the language.
So
But like for mainly for IT guys, software,
mm,
I don't
I
think
just
they
mm,
much care. But like now the
yeah.
competition is higher, so yeah,
So yeah, if you know the language, you will be preferred over the
yeah,
other
you have an
candidates.
edge
So if you
for
want to
sure.
stand out, better learn the language. I think it
Yeah,
it stands for all the European countries. Like,
yeah,
if you go to France, it's good to know French. If you're in Belgium, good
hmm,
to know Dutch and
hmm,
French, right?
yeah,
And then I
fine.
think Czech Republic has Czechia,
Yeah,
uh,
yeah.
and
But like
Denmark has Danish. Like, yeah,
mhm. Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
definitely it will be there. They will be like, okay, if
yeah.
you work, the main thing, as far I understood, like in a team, this what they check is will you fit in the team. So if you can't
Yeah.
communicate
Mm,
and
mm,
if you
mm,
can't
mm.
like communicate with
Effectively
people,
communicate. Yeah.
then
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 it's pointless, right? Can't the work gets
harder to,
stopped
yeah,
or
it's
yeah,
everything is a
yeah,
team game, right? So
yeah, 100%. Yeah, it's very inspiring that you did bachelor's, then you knew the journey in Kerala was difficult. Of course, starting salaries, my friend, when he started, he was getting 8,000 rupees a month. He started off. And then grow as he for 2 years he worked, then the increment was another 4,000 and it was just 12,000. I'm like, it's not bare enough to even,
yeah,
like for his
petrol,
own
right?
necessities. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
everything, it doesn't add up, right? So he ended up moving outside to UAE.
Mhm.
But either ways, it's a lot of similar stories for mechanical engineers and civil
Mhm.
engineers are in Kerala. It's very difficult to get the right pay, right?
Yeah.
Unless you go to like Middle East or European countries, Canada, US, Australia, where the pay scale is much higher, and for that reason, a lot of us are. That's a big motivation for us to go
More.
outside, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Sure.
And what else? I want to ask more about the journey you graduated. How was your job hunt journey? I think that'll be very interesting to know.
Yeah.
Was it so you passed out, right? Like
Yeah,
you
yeah.
did your logistics masters,
Uh,
and after
it's
that you have some stay back period. I don't know how it works in Germany. Maybe
yeah,
it'll be an
yeah,
interesting point
yeah.
for people who are watching.
I mean, among my friend, I had the biggest job hunt journey, I would say, because another perspective is if you are in public university, it depends upon the university. So you don't
Okay.
have to finish your course in like 6 semester or like 4 semesters. So
Okay. So
if
two
you want
years
to
is not like mandatory.
no, no, no.
Okay.
Like I
Okay.
took like 4 5 years to complete
Oh,
my
really?
master. Yeah,
Okay.
that's
Okay.
the different thing. So if you want to, you can choose which subject you are planning to write on this semester. So you can only go for that classes, and if you want to
Oh, I
write
see.
only one subject in one semester, you can do that.
Okay. Okay.
And if you
Oh.
don't want to write anything, you can also do that. So there is flexibility. So you just have to pay the fees for that semester, or if you want to take a
Mm-hmm.
break, you can take a break semester.
One thing, because when I was studying my master's in US, for us
Mhm.
it was mandatory we should take two courses in a semester.
Yeah.
We had no choice. Our visa had restrictions to do that.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
We have something like that, but like it's not
mm,
like you have to take this much subject in this
a
semester.
course.
But
If
like
you take one course, it's okay per semester.
Okay, so
Mm,
for mostly depending upon the city, if you go for the visa extension for the first time, we will get for 2 years. So after
mm,
the two
mm,
years, you go to the Australian Foreign Office, and then you show, okay, they will check your how many credits
mm,
you have.
mm,
Then
mm.
after
Then,
again, and then you don't
mm,
move like you don't have any credits credited in those 2 years. They will be like, okay, what have you been
oh,
doing this years? And then you will
mm,
get into trouble if you are not
okay,
going
got
to
it.
university
Okay,
or you doing any subject,
okay.
then you may get into trouble. So you have
Basically,
to,
okay. So basically, you're flexible, is what you're
yeah,
saying.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. It
So
depends
basically,
upon
you're
your.
saying if it is too tough or stressful, like three subjects of you don't want to do that, but if I want
Mhm.
to do it at okay, I want to do two subjects one semester, take it slowly, and I want to learn it properly because there is some language proficiency issues, then you
Mhm.
want to learn it properly, and then you want to pass, then you want to take ample time to finish it. That's the that so that
Yeah.
flexibility is definitely something I've not seen anywhere.
Yeah, but
It's
it's
too good to
also
be true.
depends upon the
Yeah.
university also. So
Yeah.
it's in
Mm,
the case
mm,
of our
mm, mm.
university, it was like that. But some
Okay.
universities are okay. This subject you have to do in this. Like it's also
Okay.
like some subjects only will be in summer, some subject only be in
Mm.
winter. So if you miss in one
Winter,
semester, then you have to wait
you
1 year
can
for
cover up. Okay.
next, yeah, like that. So
Yeah,
like
so
that.
yeah, continuing on
Okay.
the
The
job hunt
story.
journey.
Okay,
I
so
think
I started my course, and after some time, then the Corona thing happened. So university was closed for
2020.
like, yeah, we were here, jobless, staying at home and doing nothing. Everything was closed, and playing Ludo with the friends from other countries.
Yeah.
So that thing happened. So we had like lost like 2 3 semesters due to that. And then I applied for internship because even with the only subject knowledge or degree, we can't make it to a proper job. It's very hard.
Mm-hmm,
So I
mm-hmm,
applied for an internship and I got an internship, and I did an
perfect.
internship in supply chain management for 9 months.
Mm,
So
mm,
during
mm.
that time, I didn't write any exam. So that semester, I just
Oh, okay.
logged in.
Okay.
I was fully working, like the internship was like a
Mm-hmm,
proper job.
mm.
So I moved to another city. I was in that city and I was completely working. And after that, that time the job market was better. So after my
Okay.
internship itself, I used to get interview calls, but due to
Mm,
that time,
mm.
my German was not up to that mark. So I
Mark,
didn't
okay.
pass through the last final
Mm,
stages. They
mm,
will
mm,
look
mm,
for
mm,
German,
mm.
so I couldn't land a job. And after that,
Job.
like then this thing got like okay, so after 1 year, I was completely applying and I was writing my exams and stuff, and
One
things.
year.
No, no. I mean, after 9 months, I did the 9 months internship, and then I went to India for 2 months and come
Oh,
back.
okay. Then okay. Then you
And
came
due to
back.
my health
Mm-hmm,
issues,
mm,
and like I
mm-hmm.
moved to, like I went to India for some treatments and came back, and I started applying, and then things got harder to get into like the job.
Oh,
The
okay.
market got
Okay.
harder.
Okay. Mm,
The
mm,
due to so this manufacturing, the automobile
mm,
industry
mm.
is in Germany is
Yes.
not doing so
Mm,
well. So
mm,
things
mm, mm,
got harder. And then
mm.
I that time I got this internship in Robert Bosch. So I moved to Immenstadt and I started another internship in Robert Bosch. And I did a 6 months internship. But then the automobile industry fall apart, I would say,
It
because
fell. I think
yeah, yeah,
2022,
yeah,
2023 it was pretty
exactly.
bad. Brutal market.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the things
Mm.
got out of hand, like Bosch, everybody, the mechanic, the automobile giants in Germany, like BMW, Volkswagen, everybody stopped hiring. Bosch was on hiring freeze, and nobody wanted to
Freeze.
take people in. They were
Mm,
letting people out and firing
mm,
people.
mm, mm,
That thing happened.
mm.
So I did my internship there, and then I got an opportunity. I was working on a project, and I got an opportunity to do my master thesis in the same company, same team.
Mm,
My
mm.
master thesis, and then the only thing left was my master thesis. So if I finish my master thesis, my course will be over. So if my course over,
Okay.
then I will get like a 1.5 year of the stay back period.
Stay
During
back.
this
Okay.
period, I have to find a job. So that is how it's
Ah, I
working in
see.
Germany.
So you have one
So
and a half years to figure out a
yeah,
job. Okay.
to get a job. So
Okay.
if you couldn't get in 1.5, then things
You have
like,
to go
yeah,
back to India and
maybe
then
if you
apply from outside or something.
maybe if you go to a foreign office and say, okay, we have some interviews in pipeline, maybe you will
Mm,
get like some
mm,
more
then they
months.
might
But
give an
like,
extension
yeah,
because job
but
seeker visa already
mm,
exists. So I think it
yeah,
might
yeah.
be possible to extend. Okay.
My
But what about, so that's all after your masters, you for your thesis, you did 6 months so you've done like multiple internship from what I can see.
yeah,
Like there's so many internship that you've
yeah,
done.
that's what I said
S-
before. It
y-
was like one internship was enough, and then it's
Yeah,
like I did
you'll
internship,
get a
master
job.
thesis,
Okay.
and
Mm,
then
mm,
still
mm.
after my master thesis, I stayed as a working student. So in Germany, I don't know
Oh my
about
gosh.
US,
Okay.
there is a thing called
Okay.
working student. So you can work as a student for like
Mm,
15 hours. So,
mm.
but you will be in weekly, you will be only working 15 hours. So
15 hours.
and
Okay.
yeah, and it varies, but mostly 15 hours, and you will get paid. But you have to be a student to do that. So
to do that.
I,
Okay.
after my master thesis, also my manager in Bosch also saying, sorry, bro, we are not hiring people because we are,
Ah, okay.
things were
The
not going
situation,
good.
yeah.
So,
Mm,
so
mm,
you apply outside. I mean, that's because I did an internship and I did a master
mm,
thesis, and
mm, mm, mm.
this tool I made was working. Still, they are using
Okay.
it. So I'm familiar with this area
Mm,
and the logistics
mm,
and stuff.
mm, mm, mm,
But
mm.
after that, this thing happened, and then I stayed as a working student, and then parallelly I was also working part time in a
Yeah,
supermarket. So
yeah.
that, and I wanted to improve my German, so I was learning German
So I
meanwhile.
think good opportunity to learn, right? Good
Yeah, yeah,
experience. Yeah,
yeah. I
yeah.
mean, exactly. This is a very remote area, nobody speaks anything other than German.
English.
So,
Yeah.
so you have to start speaking in German, and then a supermarket also everybody speaks to you in German. So,
Okay.
I mean, I was
Mm,
out of, like, when I moved to this place. Before that, I
yeah.
was in a circle of my friends. We were doing the cricket, Onam celebrations and stuff.
Uh,
And then I moved, and I was like alone. And it was getting late. Like, it's been already like three,
so I
four
think
years.
the move actually helped you grow
Yeah,
to a
I mean,
different person altogether,
yeah,
right? I
for
think
sure,
that's why
sure,
you
sure.
ended up learning German, and you speak very
About it.
fluently, and then you started a new hobby of
Yeah,
mountaineering
exactly,
and
exactly.
stuff. So it's pretty, yeah, I mean, very interesting journey altogether. I feel like you're going on the right path altogether, fully.
Yeah,
You're on the right path, I would say.
thank
Yeah.
you. But like, yeah, that's the thing. But I was very comfortable in the. I was when I was in the city which where my university was in. There was like a lot of Malayalis.
Mm,
There is no
mm.
offense. I love to be part of the community. I
No, I
was
mean it's
enjoying,
just that
but yeah, but like
once
some
you're in a
point
new
you have to.
country,
Yeah,
you want to adapt to that culture, you want to adapt to what the country has to offer, right? Something more.
exactly, exactly.
And you're going to a new country, you want to explore their culture as well. So it's good to interact with them and you learn the language. And that's how you improve yourself, right? And eventually, growth wise, if you know a second language in Germany,
Hmm.
I've seen the potential for growth is immense, right?
Hmm.
So I think that journey is really inspiring and motivating how you did it. Like it took 4 years, then your long job hunt journey. But even then, I feel it's amazing to see how you overcome all those challenges
I mean,
despite
hiking,
all the
that's what I'm saying.
yeah.
Okay? Like this period, I was literally struggling because I was
Mm,
away from my friends. I
mm,
was like
mm, mm,
lonely in a small
mm.
village in mountains. So there is nothing to do. You can't, even
Right.
if your friends want to visit or you go, it's a long
It's
way
very far,
back.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Mm, mm,
you started doing stuff like gym, hiking,
mm,
cycling. So the
mm.
high that helped a lot to make a new perspective. There were a lot of people who apply for 1 year and didn't get land a job and go back and stuff. But I mean, you have to do until it's done, like you until the
Yeah.
job get the job because the world is, I think, it's very hard or like harsh. Nobody like
Nobody is
because the
gonna come and hand it to you.
exactly. So there were people who used to get jobs from easy apply, or maybe after the first internship they will land a job or something. People get
Yeah.
HC,
Yeah.
and now
Those
you are
those are
you.
like a dream.
I mean, yeah, the people. It's all about the right time at right place.
Right
Because like
time.
I have been applying for 2 years and I have two, three internships and I'm not landing anywhere. I mean, it's not merit or something. You
Yeah.
have to be
Mm.
at the right place at right time.
Time.
Till that, you have to keep applying. There is nothing you can do. You and
Yeah, it's
after
consistency beats,
consistency,
yeah,
exactly.
beats everything
So
else. Yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
then after some point, I could have extended my work student, but at some point I was no, I can't do everything. I can't do everything. Like I'm do. If you are working in a company, even if it's 15 hours, you will like tend
Mm.
to work more and stuff. So you can't balance it. And I am doing a part time also. So I stopped my working student, and then
Mm.
my countdown started. Like I have to do a
Okay.
job in like 1.5 months,
Mm, mm,
1.5 years.
okay.
Then still the situation is same, market is down,
Mm,
but like
mm.
after some point I got
But
some
let me ask
interviews.
one crucial question. Was there
Yeah,
any moment you wanted to give up?
I wanted to, but I couldn't because there is nothing. If you go back, there is nothing waiting for you. You have to do. Back in India, things are harder. The
Yeah, it's
competition
even
is
more harder.
harder.
Competition is
The
harder. Yeah.
competition is harder, and now you learned a language, whole another language, and you
Mm.
did everything, and you. I was
Yeah, you
not
have
ready to
already
just
made an extra effort. Yes, yes.
yeah, you put all this effort, and I mean, some point you will feel like, but then I will go and climb one mountain that I will get out of.
Another mountain, come down
It's like
another mountain,
then it's like
climb
okay,
another one.
then it's like push. Okay, it's like life is like a mountain. Like you have to
Yeah,
be very like you have to do it until you reach it, reach the top.
yeah, yeah.
Nobody's
You don't
coming
have a
to save
choice.
you. And it's even if you make
Mm,
small
mm,
steps,
mm.
do it
Okay,
consistently, reach the top. And yeah,
got it, got it.
yeah.
Maybe one last question. What has been your most memorable climb so far?
Climb, actually, there is a mount. I mean, as an achievement, I would say there is a mountain called Zugspitze. So it is the
Okay.
highest mountain in Germany.
Ah,
It's a 2,960-meter height. So
oof.
I mean, people do it in 2 days.
2 days. Okay.
2 days, like they will take a long route and they will climb up and stay in the hut, and then they will climb down on the next day. So it's a 2-day hike
Mm.
mainly, or people will take the lift down.
Ah, okay.
There is a
So
lift. Yeah.
the
So,
lift is
yeah.
there. Okay.
I mean, during the time I was in
Mm,
Algo, it's. I mean, in the immense stat, the area I was talking about.
mm,
So
mm,
I got a
mm,
German friend, so he was
mm.
very much into this kind of stuff, and he doesn't really believe in staying in huts. So he's like, we have to do it in one day. I was like, really? You want to do it
Oh,
in one day?
oh gosh.
And I made a reel out of this because the other friend, he was still working on Bosch, so he
Mm.
went to his German colleagues, and said that we are planning to do it in one day. They were like, really? You can do it in one day? We will, okay, let us know. We will call a helicopter to pick you guys up from the
I
top.
in
Like
case
that kind of demotivation was going on. And then we did it in up and down in like 11 hours. It was
11
crazy.
hours.
Yeah,
Oh
we
my
started in like
gosh.
2 in the morning. And because if you, it's like most of the areas, there will be a rope, metal rope attached to
Mm,
this. So
okay.
you have to have helmet,
Mm,
and
mm,
you have
mm,
to,
mm.
some areas you have to like pull up. Like it's
Oh,
not like
okay.
pulling up
So you
fully,
need,
but
but you need good upper body strength,
yeah,
right? To some
like
extent, yeah.
mostly hiking is all about lower body, but here
Body.
you
Oh,
need
okay.
bit of,
Okay.
because some areas are steep. So,
Mm,
but
mm,
if you don't start really early in the morning, because if there is people above you, if they step on some stones, the stones may
mm,
come
mm.
fall
Oh,
down to
okay,
your
okay,
head.
okay,
So,
okay, okay.
so that we've started really early in the morning, and we did it in like 11 hours, and that was the
Okay.
that was the, I mean, I'll say the best hiking adventure, or
Okay.
like the land.
No, this is amazing. Like, I think you told us your experience of mountaineering journey, your journey to Germany, your job journey, and I think with all of this, people can decide whether they want to come to Germany or not. I think it's a yes for sure from what I hear from you. There is a lot of flexibility from what I can see being in
Yeah,
Germany, and the work-life balance is great. At least from most of the people I'm hearing, it's
yeah.
amazing.
If you're working in a
It,
German company, I will say.
and if you're working in a German company, then it's amazing. And the language part is one where you want to put a little more effort, so that you have an edge over,
I mean,
when it comes to job
if
hunting and
you
stuff.
if you take 6 months in, or like 6 months to excel the language, it will
Mm,
save
mm.
5 years in Germany, I would say.
So
German is, I can't like stress enough how much
enough.
important German is.
Okay.
If you have a good language, things will be very much easier to
Easy,
life in
easy
Germany
for you.
will be very, very much
Mm,
easier for
very
you.
easy. Okay.
Yeah.
So maybe last question
Mhm.
for today. What advice would you give to anyone who is looking to come to Germany? Any piece of advice that you can think of? Just anything random.
First, as I said, learn German, very good German. I mean, even if you don't have, you can survive, but like learn German, that will make your life Germany very, very much easy. And it's easier to get distracted. I'll not say distracted, because I was enjoying my life like first 2 3 years in the college. I was not
Mm.
worried about, but after some time, you have to put the work in, because don't settle for small things, because there will be a
Yeah.
small things you can get the job and you
Mm,
can
mm, mm.
survive, but like don't settle,
Of
because it's
course.
easier.
Mm,
Push it,
mm,
you
mm.
can do it, we can do it. Like we are coming
Yeah.
from a very hard places, and if you
I
put
know.
that much here, if you put that much effort here, I mean, you can make it. It's if I can make it, like I mean, I'm not talking about making it just finding a job. It's
No,
not end of the
it's
world or something. It's
exactly.
yeah, yeah. It's just a job. So take it as as just a job, and don't stop until you get where you wanted to go. So even if it's job
Exactly.
or whatever in your life. I
Your
mean, don't.
passion. What like
Yeah,
I
yeah,
can see
whatever.
you're already following a passion you have on mountaineering.
Yeah, yeah.
And if anybody wants to hear more about Akhil's journey, feel free to follow his channel. I'll post it in the description below as well as on the you'll see it on the top now. But yeah,
Yeah, actually.
that's overall. Thanks a lot, Akhil, for joining us today and sharing your journey. It's an amazing to see where you have come from and where you have reached today. And
Mhm.
thanks for taking the time.